popular, so look around. Once there was a silly old ant, thought he'd move a rubber tree plant. Anyone knows an ant can't move a rubber tree plant, but he had high hopes. He had high hopes. He had high apple pie in the sky hopes. So when you start to feeling low, instead of letting go, just remember that ant. Whoop, there goes another rubber tree. Up there goes another rubber tree. Whoop, there goes another rubber tree plant. When you are...
Well, if you didn't recognize that voice, that was the singing of the late Harry Callis. I miss Harry, who not only broadcast Phillies games, but apparently did some singing on the side. He often serenaded the Phillies and Phillies fans to his rendition of High Hopes. Not sure how high our hopes are right now, as the Phillies were swept the last 3 games by the Mets in New York. Really, one after another, 3 deflating, pathetic performances. And I'll start with the pitching. I guess if you want to point to a bright spot, a silver lining, it would be Ranger Suarez. Maybe he's rounding into form. He, I believe, pitched into the 7th inning, only yielded 2 runs, but Phillies didn't score any runs, so that was a 2-0 loss. And then he was followed by Aaron Nola. We need Aaron Nola to pitch like an ace, like a borderline ace at least, and he continues to lack consistency, and he wasn't horrible. He did go, I believe, 6 innings, giving up 4 runs, but it's not good enough. And then today, we got to witness Taijuan Walker. You would think maybe he'd be on his game, wanting to do his best against his former team. And he seemed like he was cruising along. But then, what was it, the 3rd inning? He got 2 outs on 2 pitches, and then he couldn't throw strikes. He started walking guys. And the next thing you knew, it was 3-2 Mets. The Phillies had a 2-0 lead, but then it was 3-2 Mets, 4-2. And not sure he made it past 4 innings. And it had people wondering if there's something wrong with him, if there's an injury. His velocity was down. He had an injury earlier in the season, and he just hasn't seemed right since then. So all of the above, again, with the exception of Ranger Suarez, very disconcerting. But I think the big story coming out of this series is the offense, the lack of offense. I've got some notes, which means I need to put my glasses on. In 3 games, the Phillies scored a total of 3 runs combined. Total. They were shut out on Tuesday. They scored 1 run last night and 2 runs earlier today. I guess they're heading in the right direction. But yeah, where is the offense? Nowhere to be found. One thing I was calling into question was Bryce Harper being given the day off on Tuesday. They had Monday off, so why did he need 2 days off? Why not just let him take Monday off, and then later on he could have a day off if they're playing a string of games on consecutive days? Why not stagger his days off? Why does he need 2 straight days off? Because, when you take him out of the lineup, they're struggling, and without his bat, chances are they're going to struggle even more. If anyone needs a day off, it might be Kyle Schwarber. Maybe a couple days off. He continues to fail. He might even be under 160 at this point. But he could perhaps benefit from just taking a day off or two. When I say take a day or two off, I mean nothing. Don't play in the game. Don't even do batting practice. As far as his hitting goes, it might help him to just observe and to just take a mental break as well as a physical break. And it also might help him with his knees, because, as mentioned on the prior broadcast, he's definitely a liability out in left field. I don't want to be nitpicky, but I was questioning why Rob Thompson did that. Why did Harper have to have 2 consecutive days off? And again, if someone did need a respite, maybe Schwarber. Trey Turner continues to do not much at all. The same goes for JT Realmuto. He had a normal day off today, of course. Catchers need that. So I'm not at all second guessing that. Even Nick Castellanos, I know he had 3 hits today. What did he have? Half of the team's hits. But where's the power? He's not getting paid $20 million a year to be a singles hitter. Now, I know he had gotten off to a great start, and he was hitting extra base hits. He did start to hit the long ball again, but it's been 3 weeks since he last homered, and there seems to be a power outage going on with him, and that's concerning. They're just at this point very anemic, punchless. I know it looks that way when you're not hitting. If you're getting shut out, if you're only scoring 1 or 2 runs, I believe they're trying. Of course, they're giving their all-out effort, and we, not that we have any love for the Mets, but sure, we're gonna give credit to the excellent pitching on the Mets side, but again, it's hard to just get beyond only scoring a total of 3 runs in 3 games when there's so much at stake. This was a critical series. These are divisional games, and the way I looked at it going into this stretch with the Atlanta series and the New York series, they needed to at least kind of hold their own, and worst case scenario, I'll win 3 and lose 4. They still had a chance to do that today, but they did not come through. And so they're 2-5 over that stretch, and they're falling further out of it. So what can I say? It does not look good going forward. It does not look good at all. So, Harry Kalas was just singing about that little old ant going up against that rubber tree plant, and I fear that the rubber tree plant is going to be able to withstand the brute force strength, which is itty bitty, of that little old ant. That little old ant being metaphorical for our fighting Phils who don't seem like they have much fight in them these days. So now they're off to Washington to play a 3-game series with the Nationals. And, truth be told, you would think, okay, the last place Nationals, they're not in last by much. I mean, after this weekend, the Phillies could be in last. They could trade places with the Nationals. And the way the Phillies have been playing on the road, I don't care who they're up against. I'm just not sensing that we have any warrant to strongly believe they're going to sweep Washington or even take 2 out of 3. But yeah, they need to turn this around. They need to do this yesterday because it's looking bleaker and bleaker. But I do want to end this video on something a little more upbeat. Unfortunately, it has nothing to do with the present, but I'm going to take us back 40 years. What I have in my hands is a copy of the Philadelphia Inquirer, and it's dated Thursday, June 2nd, 1983, 40 years ago tomorrow. And, of course, this was printed the day after June 1st, 1983. 40 years ago today, the Philadelphia 76ers won the NBA championship. And you can see how it refers to the champion Sixers. It says a time for jubilation. There's Harold Katz smoking a cigar. Head coach Billy Cunningham. He's flanked by Clint Richardson and Clement Johnson, 2 of the role players on that 83 championship squad. And that is my segue into also letting you know that my next broadcast is actually going to focus on the Sixers and my commentary on the situation now that they have hired a new coach to replace the fired Doc Rivers. So look to hear from me again over the weekend, and then again after the Phillies complete their series against the Washington Nationals. Hopefully there will be more reason to be singing high hopes. But I've got to see it to believe it. Don't have a whole lot of faith right now in the Phillies. But with that, I will sign off on this Thursday night, June 1st, 2023, and hopefully we'll catch up with you again in the very near future. Thanks for watching.